So while we see policies targeting trans women just trying to live their lives in the restroom,
sorry, that's just anti-trans.
All right, the next one is Zoe Zephyr. I'm imagining this is going to be kind of insane because she says the hate of transgender people is boundless. Amazing. Amazing. Can't frame it any other way. I don't want anyone in my bathroom but me. Mary, help, she's trapped me in a bloody bathroom. You're on your own there. You're on your own. I'm sorry. I can't help you with that. You should like my stream. I'll help you if you like my stream. How about that? Are we doing that ad? Yeah, that person is such an awful voice. I can sing better than her. Not as high, but better. Not right now. Protecting the innocent would be so much more rewarding than this infinite navel gazing. Yes, I agree. Okay, yeah, so this one's Scripps News. Montana transgender lawmaker warns Capitol Hill bathroom ban won't stop in DC. Zoe Zephyr, let's have a look.
State Representative Zephyr, thank you so much for joining us here on Scripps News.
thank you for having me.
God, she could have made like an effort, just saying. I don't know, like, if I was appearing on TV, I'd like do my eyebrows or like anything. Why not do your eyebrows? That isn't a good shape. Anyway.
I want to start here just with your pure reaction to what happened this week in the House and Congresswoman Nancy Mace's latest effort to try and bar women like you from using restrooms.
Women like you get the simp in right away. Fucking hell. I'm starting to see like the way people talk to us. It is never normal. It's either fucking unbridled validation and affirmation and adoration, or we're being called fucking freaks. Like, there's definitely a case for that. More of us should probably try acting like normal people if we want to get talked to like normal people, but fucking goddamn if this doesn't kind of encapsulate the issue on the other side, you know? Like, yeah, I think there's probably people on the right that could stand to be a bit nicer to trans people and just be like, well, whatever, you know? But like, what is this? What is this?
Nancy Mace's latest effort to try and bar women like you from using restrooms.
And then she smiles. No, I'm not reading too much into that.
You know, I think we see, you know, in the clip you played, Nancy Mace talked about additional legislation coming. And I think it's important to acknowledge that while these attacks on transgender people
Attacks on transgender people. There we go. Amazing framing. People voted for this person.
are always brought one bill at a time, they do not focus on specific issues.
What, you mean they're not just going to instantly try and Thanos snap all trans people out of existence? Wow.
The hate of trans people is boundless. And we saw that when Nancy Mace went on far-right media earlier this week and claimed that it was
Far-right media. This person is like, I can tell they're fucking down with Aaron Reed. I can tell that they're like, you know, if I didn't know that they're partners, let's just put it that way.
was a, quote, offensive that Congresswoman McBride views herself as an equal to Nancy Mace.
Yeah, as a woman.
So while we see policies targeting trans women just trying to live their lives in the restroom,
Just trying to live our lives in the restroom. Oh my god. Just trying to live our lives in the restroom. Like, come on.
while we see policies targeting trans women just trying to live their lives in the restroom,
That's just so, why put it that way? You come in the bathroom and there's a trans person there. Oh, don't worry about me. I'm just trying to live my life. I'm not hurting anyone. I'm just living my life. What the fuck?
trying to play sports with her friends, that is not where the hate stops from the right. They're going into Target, tearing down pride displays. That hate is on display at every moment, which is why it's important for us.
Tearing down pride displays. At this point, sounds based as fuck. Pride organizers need to have some fucking standards. And there needs to be a fucking reckoning for the kind of people that think that it's perfectly fine to have people parading in their fucking sex gear in front of children in public. Old men like fucking swinging their junk around at kids and all that shit. What is it with trans people's obsession with toilets? To be fair, she made it sound worse than it is. To be fair, I mean, it's the subject, so I can't blame her too much. But like, I don't know why you'd say trans people just trying to live their lives in the restroom. Like, what? Like, maybe just give up with the buzz phrases and just tell it how it is, because you sound bizarre.
To resist these efforts to target our community.
Yeah, I want to touch on that. Congresswoman-elect McBride announced pretty much immediately that when she takes her oath of office in January, she will comply with Speaker Johnson's rules and the rules that Congresswoman Mace are trying to put in place. Is that the right move?
This is why Jesse Gender's upset. We'll get to that in a minute.
You know, I think there's two things you look at there.
The thing is, I don't actually know if it's like Erin or this person who's like the real voice behind all of that. So they both talk exactly the same as far as I can tell. And most trans people talk the same as these people, which sucks because, you know, they just sound like zombies to me. The majority of American media outlets lean to the left, possibly. Usually I find whenever left-wing people talk about the mainstream media, they all treat it like it's all right-wing. And whenever right-wing people talk about American media, mainstream media, they're always talking about it as if it's all left. I find that very bizarre.
And the first is Sarah McBride, Congresswoman-elect McBride, was elected to serve the people of Delaware. She has...
Yes, not to piss around talking about bathrooms for a tiny minority of the population. I agree.
Very important issues she wants to be focused on.
Just under 4,000 votes, 81% of the turnout. All right, fair enough.
And she recognizes rightly that the folks on the right trying to target transgender people are doing so to drum up fear and create sort of a rage politics. So,
drum up fear and create rage politics. For what reason?
So there's an effort there to focus on her constituents, and that's right. I want to point out on the other hand, though, what happens in these moments is, you know, there's a reason Sarah is going to comply, and it's that bathrooms are dangerous for trans people. When you have someone claiming that we're violent when we are just trying to live our lives, just trying to use the restroom, when you drill down about in the right on how would these bills be enforced.
With the violence thing, obviously we shouldn't be saying all trans people are violent. First off, I don't think the vast majority of people are even doing that, so it's probably an exaggeration. But second off, an issue is that trans, like, things like sexual assault, like our offense rates are like that of males, not females, which makes sense because trans women are necessarily male, so.
It always comes to questioning whether a person is woman enough.
Well, for someone to be woman enough, there'd have to be a measurement of what makes someone woman. And the idea would be that some women are more like women than others. But there's really not any characteristic like that. Being a woman is being a female that reached a certain age that we've deemed adulthood, you know?
And I think Sarah is trying to say, that's not a fight I am going to deal with right now. That said, the attacks we see on trans people will escalate. This will
vague language.
Not be the last attack.
Dark cry organic. Majority leans toward the establishment view. Okay, I get you. Again, establishment is something that seems to change direction depending on who you're talking to, but I get what you're saying.
On Congresswoman-elect McBride. And in my perspective, it is important that we make sure as trans...
Yeah, the offense rates are more like the male offense rates than the female offense rates. That's another way of saying that, right?
Trans people in this country, that we do not cede ground to someone who wants to erase us, regardless of where...
Do not cede ground to someone that wants to erase... How do you know she wants to erase you? How do you know her issue isn't the bathroom thing? Like, this is why these people can't work together. Like, no wonder your country is always so fucked. No wonder no one can afford to live in it. Like, it's bad enough here. It seems worse there. Like, none of you will listen to each other. You don't understand any of the one on the other side. And there's people on the other side that don't understand you either. Like, why not talk to each other?
Whether they want to race us in the Capitol, whether they want to race us as we go through our daily lives in public.
There was a Trans Day of Remembrance video. A lot of African American trans women whose cause of death was shot. Are they inferring being trans got them killed? Yes. Yes.
We have to stand strong.
So should McBride take a tougher stance on this? Should she then challenge Speaker Johnson?
You know, I think every trans person has to weigh a level of personal safety. You know, what does it mean to use a
Basically true. Otherwise, also, she's not going to answer, she's not going to answer yes, because it sounds like she's telling someone what to do who's, I think, superior to her. She's not going to say no because all her soy fucking tranoid audience will freak out. So lovely. I say audience. She's a politician. It's not quite the same.
restroom when someone is going to get potentially violent towards you when you're just trying to live your life? How does that impact her?
Well, isn't the potential violence kind of going both ways? Most of the African American trans women were sex workers shot during a trek. It does seem to be that a lot of the murder rate is to do with like sex workers and stuff, which is part of why I get really irritated when I listen to like white transsexuals, usually like older ones, talking as if they're the ones in danger, that they could be murdered any fucking minute. It's really irritating. I think it's like privileged as fuck, and we're supposed to be the ones that like are intersectional and shit like that. It's bullshit.
Her ability to do her work as she moves through the Capitol. I'm not going to tell Congresswoman-elect McBride what to do.
There we go. Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
Just like I would not tell any trans person in this country what to do. But what I want people to realize is the attacks on trans individuals.
This is getting quite repetitive. We're only halfway through. Jesus Christ. Attacks on trans people. Well, they're attacking us. They hate us. They're attacking us. They hate it. Like, Jesus Christ, man. Say something else.
Do not stop in the restrooms. They do not stop on the sports field. They do not stop in the workplace.
Okay, so trans rights are under fire in bathrooms. In the workplace, maybe. I don't know about that so much. In sports. Where else are they going to go? Like, I just don't get this. It's so vague and weird, and this is what trans people want, apparently. This is what trans people want their representation to be like. It just blows my mind. Like, why not want someone honest?
They're coming after all aspects of trans people's ability to exist in public life. And
Please substantiate.
I think it is important for us,
She's not going to substantiate.
not individually, but as a collective, to make sure that we
aren't a collective. Do you know why? Because some of you all are pushing like trans kids and trans women in like competitive sports with the women. And lots of us don't want that shit. In fact, it turns out that was a massive fucking betrayal because people don't like us as much as they used to. In big part because of those issues. Because we're freaking parents out. I don't know, this is very applicable to like animals and stuff. If there's one thing you don't do, it's you don't fuck with a parent's kids, you know what I'm saying? Or push anything that's like seemingly threatening towards them. That's the one thing you don't do. So yeah, there's no collective. There's no trans community. There's the fucking cult, and then there's the rest of us.
We do not cede ground out of fear of retribution. We must plant the flag and say, this is who we are.
Yes, males need to plant their flag in the female bathroom. I think that's going to go really well. I think women are going to start liking us a whole lot more. We just need to make sure that any female space males can get into. I think that'd be a really good idea. Trans rights have become a pawn in political battles. It's revealing to see which sides place the pawn on the board. Yeah, both sides are a problem. I don't want to be pandered to. I don't want to be hated. I just want to be treated like a person, but neither side is willing to do that sane thing, you know? Oh, we're mute. Excuse me.
Ground out of fear of retribution. We must plant the flag and say, this is who we are.
I'm glad.
Yes, we're coming for your kid. Yeah.
We're coming for them. all care
I can't remember where the sex predators are.
about fairness and justice for others. Your children will work to convert all their sisters and brothers. Then soon we're almost certain your kids will start converting you.
Conversion therapy's bad, unless it's that, apparently. Have to look like a pedo ring. There's at least a few sex offenders in here, according to Sam Hyde. Listen, not the most reliable source, but you know, there's every chance. There's every chance.
You're someone who has to face these issues head on in your personal life every single day. Would you feel comfortable or safe using a men's bathroom, as Speaker Johnson and Congresswoman Mace have suggested that Congresswoman-elect?
My answer, no, I don't feel safe in the men's. Look at how female I am. I'm such a woman. Look at my womanly face and my eyebrows that I totally have. You know what? She'd look so much nicer if she just kind of sorted her eyebrows out. So many trans women out there, if they like shaped their eyebrows, they could actually look okay. I swear to God. Was that a Martian? That's Jessie Gender. She's Shrek for some reason. We're getting on that in a bit.
McBride should do?
Absolutely not. That is so far removed from a place I would feel personally safe. And, you know, I think when we talk,
I don't think it should matter what these people perceive as them feeling safe, because what the fuck they're talking about is like the slightest anxiety is like unsafe. You know what I mean? If you're that much of a pussy, don't transition, you know? Before Fido forever. Oh my God.
about outrage politics and sort of the attacks that someone like Congresswoman Mace is pushing on trans people, trying to paint us as dangerous in some light. That it lives in.
Is that what they're doing, or are they saying that there's some women that are not comfortable? Because that's not the same thing. And the problem is, just because you don't think you're a male, you were born male, and thus people are still going to lump you in with males. Like, that's just a problem that you're going to have to deal with.
In such a stark contrast to even my lived experience in the Capitol. You know, I had the experience I did where Republicans went after trans care regularly. That said, after every floor session, I used the bathroom, I wound up talking, you know, in the washroom with other Republican women, Democrats, Republicans. No one bats an eye. It was only when it was politically convenient to target trans people that they made us out to be dangerous in some way. And that level of disingenuousness, I think, is corrosive to our politics. And it's something.
Only when it's politically convenient. So like when we were on top of all the shit, that's when we were pushing all the trans kids and stuff like that. It kind of feels like both sides do the same thing, but sure.
We have to push against.
I want to touch on women's sports and the debate over whether transgender women like yourself should be allowed to compete in women's sports. You were
Well, this will be fun.
a wrestler, you competed, but
This person was a wrestler? I don't believe that. Yes, this is Aaron Reed's partner. You can't dictate how someone else perceives things. True. But when someone shows signs of their perception being extremely faulty, or they keep using the word safe to mean God knows fucking what, then I think that's a bit different, you know?
explain us, why should transgender women be able to fight cis women? Should trans women be allowed in women's sports without exceptions, or should there be exceptions?
You know, yes, thank you. This is an issue dear to my heart. You know, I was a 5-time state wrestling champion prior
Okay, Brianna Wu, we get this, but just fucking get to the point, please.
to my transition. I have played intramural sports post-transition. I love sports, and I know the lessons that sports teach people. I've also watched people on the right try to paint an image.
Who cares about people on the right? He asked you a question about what you think. Oh my God.
Of what a trans person in sports looks like. You know, very violent, very imbalanced. That's how they want you to imagine this. I've also sat in rooms.
How do people listen to this person talk? Fucking hell. Just answer the question. I know you're a politician, but fucking hell.
With 9-year-old trans girls who are begging their governor to let them play soccer with their friends, whose teammates love and accept.
They can. They can go like after school hours, anywhere they want, with a bit of grass and somewhere they can put some fucking jumpers down. Because that's what we used to do. You don't have to have a fucking goalpost. You just put a jumper down on each side and then just kind of judge it by eye when a shot goes between them but too high, you know what I mean? You can play with your friends as much as you want. Maybe not quite as much in school and shit like that, but you can still do it. And the way that we word everything is so dishonest. 9 years old, yep. 9-year-old trans people. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever.
Accept them and care for them. And so for me, that's what I look at there. And I say, if you look at the reality on the ground.
Yeah, so because of 9-year-olds, it's fine for a man Khalif to be male and punch females in the face.
You have people who.
What's this one about? It's all about bathroom stuff. Almost everything is going to be about the Sarah McBride thing because there's loads of stuff about it. And I'm just going to have to like get rid of all of it now so that I have to talk about it again.
Who have transitioned, who are living our lives, who are women trying to compete with.
In what way you're a woman?
Other women. That's fair. That's balanced.
Okay, this is completely unintentional, but oh my God. This is who we are. We're males who invade women's girls' privacy. Listen, if she was talking about herself the same way as she claims other people talk about herself, then yeah, that would be what she'd be saying. If she worded everything the way she thinks that right-wingers word things, then that's exactly what she'd say.
You have people who have transitioned, who are living our lives, who are women trying to compete with other women. That's fair.
So because she's a woman, having decided that it's fair for her to compete with other women. Like, I'm not mishearing this, am I? Like, when I heard her say that's fair and shit, I'm like, I must have missed something somewhere. But there's literally no reasoning to it. I haven't seen the Xanderhal video. I might watch it, but the last Xanderhal video I watched about Blair White was the most boring shit. Like, he said almost nothing. I know it's a Xanderhal video, but like, fucking hell. How does anyone still subscribe to fucking Xanderhal? Or any of those fucking ally dipshits? They all suck. There's like a new Alec Gunter video. There's like loads of fucking ally bullshit going on.
That's balanced. And then also, you look at the attacks. You look at what happened in this Olympics where the right wasn't concerned, wasn't attacking a trans woman in the Olympics. They were attacking a cisgender woman.
No, that's not true. Fucking hell. There was literally a medical record leaked. He has like 5 ARD. Do we have anything recent? Maybe this one. Leaked medical report. Because this medical report said that she has 5 ARD and internal testes, which you would if you had 5 ARD. Because 5 ARD, you're male, your testicles don't descend, you don't, is it virilize? You don't virilize the way you should. Genetically male but have trouble producing a crucial hormone called dihydrotestosterone. Yep. But this was in a leaked medical report. So we're being very the thing is, because it's never going to be 100% proven either way, as far as I know. This is just okay. You can just lie to people this way. Zoe believes he is a woman despite pictures of him from 16 years ago. Wrestling as a man named Zachary Rosh. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Wasn't attacking a trans woman in the Olympics. They were attacking a cisgender woman who did not meet their standards.
This is bullshit. This is complete bullshit. You can make these lies up and you can say them on national TV and you know you can. But it's bullshit. It's complete bullshit.
Of what a woman should be. And that disingenuousness, again, to me highlights that the issue.
So what do they think a woman should be? Born female? Is that the problem?
was never to them about sports. Also,
It was never about sports. Fuck me. I hate it. I hate it. This is what politics is now. It's got nothing to do with actually getting to the bottom of any issues. It's just about shitting on the other side. It's just about lying about people that you disagree with. Got nothing to do with actually helping anyone. This person isn't actually helping anyone. The whole bathroom bill, I would guess, is mostly just a dent on her ego, and that's literally it.
the sports fans, we see them targeting chess, Irish dancing, things like that. You leave these decisions to sports bodies, to the...
That was the problem. There wasn't a sports body for the fucking boxing event in the Olympics. There wasn't one. So it fell to the IOC who go by passports. You can't use passports. I mean, you want them to use passports because you want anything that means that males can be women. But it's not, it shouldn't be that way. And it's going to cause problems. And it's probably another thing that made people even more suspicious of trans people, you know?
The IOC to weigh how transition impacts athletes. You do not carte blanche insert government into the...
There is evidence out there that even after 2 years of hormones, you don't lose your whole male advantage.
These decisions.
I just want to, in the last 30 seconds or so, want to shift to Montana. You were just reelected.
I think both sides have gone way too far in this situation. Yeah, kind of. I mean, in terms of trans sports, there's a side I agree with, but both sides just want to fucking shit on each other instead of trying to work something out. Last time I checked, Iman Khalif wasn't a chess player. Well, she's just vague posting about chess. I don't even know what point she's trying to make there.
Elected, congratulations. Have you had any recent communications with the House Speaker, Matt Rieger, who barred you last term from sitting in the House chamber?
Former Speaker Rieger is now over in the Senate as the Senate president. My conversations with him have not really happened in the brief moments of orientation, though there is conversation about possibly running a bill that he sponsored in his first session that I would be reviving.
Someone explain how passports being changed isn't a major security breach. No idea. No idea. I mean, we got a lot of this kind of stuff just through. I think that Reed Erickson is credited with a lot of that kind of stuff, but I need to look more into him.
I'm hoping, as Democrats picked up 10 seats in the Montana House, that we see less of the attacks that we saw last session and more policy that helps the people of Montana.
State Representative Zoe Zephyr of Montana, thank you for your time.